Shit. So if I'm not mistaken, on Twitter I should be streaming. Who went to Twitter? No one. YouTube, Adrian Murage, have you found me? Is it working? Okay. Yeah. That's the idea. Thank you. Anyone on Twitter? YouTube is fine. Twitter? Twitter? Pardon? Yes, Adrian Murage. It takes a while. There's normally a bit of lag. Twitter is fine. Thank you. Okay. So, assuming everything is okay, I hope. The sound, can you try like with the earphones in? Yeah, the sound is working correctly. Huh? Mute? Right. Just one second, I find my mouse. Okay, cool. So I shall be starting. Let me just make sure I can see where I'll be. I want to be here. Just confirm that you can hear me on the thing. Testing. 1 2 1 2. You can hear me? Oh, let me tell you to record locally. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So, hi. I think we are good. We are all okay. Habari zenyu. So my name is Adrian Murage, and the talk I'll be giving you today is marketing for engineers. So the idea is right now, if you like what's been going on in the tech industry, there's been like massive layoffs, right? And not only the bad engineers, even the good ones. There's no one who's being spared. Yeah. So I think that you still have a chance, but the chance that you have has to do with how you learn about how to do marketing, right? And that's what we're talking about here today. And the tagline is, you can engineer your growth, right? Because we are engineers, what we understand is engineering. So let's engineer growth. For context, who am I? My name is Adrian Murage. I'm an engineer by self-training. I'm not graduated from any university yet. Thank you. So I've taught myself primarily on the internet. I think you don't need to record. I'll share the recording. Yeah, just I'm not telling you what to do. You're grown up, but to get the best out of this, just listen. Just listen. Right? Afterwards, you'll have the recording. If you want to take notes, you'll take notes. But for this one, just listen. Because after this, it will be on YouTube. You'll be able to access it. You can replay it. You can do whatever you want with it. But for now, just listen. That's the best way to get out of it, like the most out of this, because it will be engaging. I'll be asking questions. I have a model who is going to help me like explain the concepts. So listening is your best bet. With the book? The book I did the thing. Okay, fine. I don't need it. So I was telling you who I am. Adrian Murage. I wrote my first line of code in January of 2019 in Moringa School. Before that, I knew nothing about code. I'd not done computer in high school, and the only reason I went to Moringa is because I thought programming looked cool in movies. And I'd been kicked out of my then university. So I had a year to figure out what to do with. And I was like, you know what, let's go learn how to code. Because when you go back, maybe we code because the classes are boring. I was in JQuat. I was doing mechatronic engineering. I lasted there only a year. I joined in September of 2017 and I left in September of 2018. I didn't leave willingly. I was kicked out because I was failing. So pass mark here, JQuat ni 40%. I was below that for all my classes. So I was told, you go home, read. When you figure out what you want to do with your life, come back. And I did exactly that. I left and I figured out what to do with my life. It didn't involve JQuat. I didn't come back. So I learned how to code in 2019. Got my first job in 2019, August. 6 months later, I was fired. So there's an underlying theme, Apochini. I have ADHD. So attention, if you don't interest me and you don't give me something for my attention to latch on, I get disengaged and I leave. Right? And I discovered, I was diagnosed last year in December. So you can imagine my entire career, I've been dealing with this thing and I didn't know I was dealing with this thing. And then now, to date, I run one company. I'm in the process of incorporating another two. We are in tech, we're in real estate, we're in tourism. And I am 26 years old. And I'm retired, right? So I know a thing or two about marketing and pushing yourself out and making good money from that effort, right? For context, but that's this is live stream. That is private information. Don't be after. But yeah, so I am not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty fucking good at marketing, right? And I think engineers don't need to become marketers to learn how to market. And our case study today will be the lovely Martha Joy Modoni. For context, she is my sister, right? I'm 3 years older than her. And she is just about to graduate from USIU with a degree in applied computer technology, specialization in cybersecurity. She is amazing. But she's just starting out, which is where I know most of you are. Either you're in uni, you just finished uni, or you're somewhere in between, right? And my point is, when you live here, you have the framework in the next 6 months to have income of 500,000 Kenya shillings if you follow what I teach you here, right? And she will be the case study. She has, well, I don't talk about the financial situation, but she's broke, right? And ideally, I'm going to be creating a marketing plan for her. And if you follow the same framework, 6 months from now, you'll be here talking to other people about things you know and money you've earned. That is my promise. Let's get started. So, mine, I didn't have enough time because I've been doing like literally hundreds of millions of Kenya shillings deals. So it's the time to create slides. So we're doing live slides. I'm going to clip this and then I'm going to take my iPad and then we're going to do this as we go. So, cool. I don't know if my audio. But anyways, I'll just do the talk again if it's not. You're the ones who are supposed to benefit primarily from this. $99.0614. So, Martha, tell us a bit about your schooling. Just come join me.
Okay, hi. Beautiful crowd. My name is Martha Murage. This is my brother. My schooling,
So I'll ask you questions. What is your major?
applied computer technology.
Where?
USIU,
What year are you in?
in my 4th year.
Have you ever worked for anyone, like employment? Have you ever had a job? Not an intern, not a volunteer. Have you ever had a job?
I've had a job, but not in cybersecurity. So I've done things, but not in cybersecurity.
Right?
Yeah.
So as it stands, you're looking for your internship, correct?
Yes.
Right. So that's the slate we're starting. We can call it a blank slate. She's done schooling, she's done her degree, and she's done like 2 or 3 cybersecurity certifications. You've done what and what and what?
So I've done one certification called ISC2. The standard is ISC2. The certification is called Certified in Cybersecurity. So it's a very broad curriculum of 5 domains: networking, access control, risk management and assessment. But I did the exam few weeks ago, passed,
Any other
got it.
certification?
I've done a badge with Cisco networking.
So that's not offered by school.
Not really.
Or your own?
Yes.
So anajituma. Right?
Yeah.
Because those things are not required in your curriculum. So first things first, lazima ujitume. You start there, right? Because did anyone tell you to go do these things?
No.
Why were you doing those things?
I had to find something to say I've been doing cybersecurity with, some sort of evidence.
Yeah.
And also, self-learning is great, but when you're trying to do it by yourself, you're teaching yourself what you don't know. So it was nice to learn from someone who knows. Because your badge, ilikuwa na, the lecturer is in school, but it wasn't a school thing. She's called Dr. Paula Musuva.
She's amazing, man.
Yeah, she's
anything about her?
great.
She's amazing.
I think she got awarded for, I think, top 40 under 40 or something like that. Some big award in South Africa. So I did that with her, and it was great learning from someone who's done it and now is lecturing people on it. So yeah.
So she's a lecturer, she's a doctor. I think she's in like her early 40s or late 30s.
Yeah.
So she's fairly young, right? And she's very accomplished, she's very smart, but she's also a no nonsense woman.
Yes.
Like, if you bring nonsense into our business, you're going to be kicked out of class. That's just who she is. You come late, she tells you, "Aya, enda rudi mahali ulikuwa, utakam ile siku utataka." And she locks the door. That's who she is, right? But she's amazing. If you toe the line, she teaches you really, really cool stuff and up-to-date stuff. Like her classes would be updating the notes as we realize that the documentation for Google Cloud has changed. That's the kind of person you're dealing with, right? Okay, cool. So, okay, thank you. You may have a seat. Thank you.
Okay.
So that's the context, right? So we are creating a plan for Martha. Martha, who's just about to graduate. She doesn't have any like tangible work experience, but she does have work experience. So how do you package that up so that people see it, right? Because she's not held a job, but she's done stuff that is work experience. So one, you need to know how to acknowledge what you have. That's step number 1. And then you need to know how to package what you have so that other people can understand it and digest it. Higher. Now, that was just context. Let's now start from the top. Okay, so ufanye kazi. Allah? It's boycotting me. Imehang. Okay. So I guess. Do we have Ramakot? Rama is gone. Okay, I'm alone. Wow. Just 1 second. Let me see what's going on. I think the best thing to do is to
ask questions in between you figuring out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come.
Do I have to come up there?
Well, you just ask your question, then I'll repeat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your topic
No,
is
it's okay.
marketing for engineers, thriving amid layoffs.
Yes.
My question is centering around artificial intelligence because it's a very thriving topic right now. As much as we can evolve, adapt, and just continue to say we can grow in different areas that involve engineering, but I'm going to speak in retrospect to software engineering. How can you personally put yourself out there, or rather grow yourself as a person that artificial intelligence cannot take your job, or rather cannot make you seem rather innate in the job that you're doing?
That is a talk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is the talk. So we're talking about how to, because this layoff problem has become a problem because of AI, right? Like I'll give you context. Our first product for the company, I have done design, I've done engineering, I've done security, and I've done a bit of the marketing, and I've not written a single line of code myself. AI has done it for me. I'm just the orchestrator. No longer like an orchestra. The guy who's, that's me. And then the AI is the guys in the band, right? So that's what's happening. So Microsoft is realizing, oh wait, we have 400,000 engineers. We can do this with 50 engineers. So they cut out 200 at once. And they now see profits because the same work is being done by the same amount, by like a much less amount of people. So that's what's happening. And that's what we're talking about now here, right? But to answer your question, have you ever gardened in your life? Gardened. Yes, like have you tended to a garden? In accounts. Haya. Nikiweza kupea jembe ama tractor iko na AI na haujui kuendesha hiyo tractor, utafanya nini nayo? But will you be efficient with it from day one?
No.
So that's exactly what's happening. The tools are changing and growing because the same way back then we used to have bookkeepers and they had books. Excel came. Excel was the AI of that age. Excel came, and all of a sudden we needed only 2 people, not 20, to do accounting, right? Because you do the math and then you do auto sum, and then 50 people will lose their work for the entire day, right? So it's the same thing. So technology evolves. It makes certain work easier, but the people who are the experts, who have been able to communicate that they're experts, and who are able to evolve with the technology, keep their jobs. The ones who don't are rearranged, and they go elsewhere, right? So the point of this talk is to teach you how to become the person who stays, if you want to. Yeah. Hi. So, in fact, this is the entire talk. This diagram, the entire talk. Wait. Let me just make sure I'm still sharing my screen, the thing. Okay, cool. So, marketing is simply communicating. So I'll ask, how many people here have writing as a practice in their lives? Journaling, a blog, you yap with your friends and you type like paragraphs. You just write. Yeah? So do you know that that alone makes you like almost the top 10% of marketers? Because writing is thinking, and good thinking is good communication. Good communication is good marketing. It is as simple as that. If you can take something very complex, digest it, and communicate it in a way that is simple for others to understand, you're a marketer, right? And the problem with engineers is very simple. Namuuliza swali, I'll give an example. I was hiring the other day for an Android engineer. And I have two people. I have Charity, who's my head of engineering, but they say hi. And I have a member of the team. I'll not name him because he's not here, right? I don't like talking about people when they're not here. So I gave him the task of reviewing that engineer's take-home assignment, and then I gave Charity the same thing. Charity's response was a paragraph. He has potential, we should hire him. The other guys gave me a detailed technical analysis of the app. But my question was, should we hire him? So that's the difference between an engineer, the guy, and a marketer, Charity. Charity has an engineering background, but we've been working together for, I think, almost 2-3 years now. She was in, I'm still a student. I paused for a year, and I went to do my company stuff, and now I'm coming back next year, January, to finish my degree. I'm in the 4th year. And when I was still in school, I went there and I saw GDC was dead, and I was like, I want to become a leader. This is where I start. So I built a team, and we would run 2,000, 3,000 people events in USIU. I think you know, right? All the Google Dev Fests, the DroidCon, we were the people behind the scenes making that stuff happen. And in that time, I worked with Charity. She started from a girl I saw in class, to a girl who attended my talks, to a girl who was curious about giving a talk, to a girl who was very scared to do a talk. And then I coached her, she did the talk, and then we were recruiting for web dev leads, and she was the one who shone the brightest. And since then, we've been working together. And when I started my company, I told her, Charity, come work for me. She was like, bet, Monday. And that's how she got her job, right? She didn't interview, we had worked for years together. There was no two ways about her getting that job, right? And that also goes back into the marketing thing, but we'll get there. But the point is, two people, both incredibly smart. One knows how to summarize and give me what I want. The other one gives me all the information and leaves the job of figuring out what I want for me. One is a good communicator, one is a good engineer, and that is the difference. So before we get there, you have to have skills. You heard she Amejituma, right? She's done certifications, she's done community service, she's taught kids, she has all these skills, and she's prepping to go for her internship before she graduates, right? And that is what this place is, right? So this, let me use the iPad so that people who are on the stream can also see what we are saying. So this part is where Martha is. It's the part where you broaden your horizons, you pick up skills, you do all those things that, oh wait, I should have used a different pen. So that's where Martha is, right? She's gone to school. She's listened to the lecturers. She's like, okay, Bet, you've introduced me. And then she went on her own, she told me, Adrian, she'd go and she'd do the certifications and she'd come and be like, I passed, and we'd celebrate, and then life would go on, right? So in this stage, you are becoming, you're exploring your options, you are preparing for this stage. So in the way I've structured my career, I do concentrated efforts. So we have exploration, concentrated effort, and then the fruits. So during exploration, I ideally say, what is drawing my interest? And I allow myself to shallowly explore everything I'm interested in. But to move forward, you have to narrow. So then comes this section. So you explore, you explore, you explore, you explore. But eventually, for you to move forward, so that you don't have this syndrome where you're saying everything is interesting, everything is cool, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do with my life, pick something, right? Pick a single thing that makes you feel like, I want to do it. Like no one has to tell you, go do. Ukiamka, your brain is going, that's interesting. Then like when you're showering, your brain is processing and you're getting ideas about that thing. Find that thing. And whatever it is, it works. Like if you're a cleaner, you go sweep, you give Wende pale hivi outside thoughts. You start there, you tell them, I'll come here and clean for you 3 times a week, and I'll sweep. Give me 400 bob per week. And then once you have those happy clients, you take testimonials and you go to Park University. You tell them, allow me to bring my sweepers, I sweep. You go train sweepers, you sweep here. And then you go to USIU, and then all of a sudden, you're the company that does cleaning for the entirety of universities in Kenya. And then you can expand later. So whatever skill you pick, it does not matter. Whatever skill you pick something that helps you wake up excited in the morning. And it can be literally cleaning toilets, because toilets need to be cleaned. It's not sexy, but it's work, right? Because work is work. People have made it seem like there's work that is better than other work, and there's work that is bad than other work. But I think work is work. At the end of the day, you do the work, and after that, we are the same. The difference is the scale at which you do the work. So pick whatever it is you want to do, and pick a single thing. Then you enter this period of pressure. So during this period, you have a single item and you focus on it like crazy. So you see how she picked cybersecurity. Then she's done like 3-4 certifications in cybersecurity. She's done labs. She's done a bunch of stuff. And now, as we speak, she has a portfolio. She asked me, Adrian, how do I put portfolio? And she'll go here, do this. And now she has a portfolio. And I can assure you, if I forward her portfolio to my cybersecurity people, she has a job tomorrow. Why? She picked a thing, she focused on it. There's this period of pressure where, like, intense focus on a singular thing. You eat, live, sleep, breathe that thing. Like akiosha vyombo anakuanga akisikiza podcast za cybersecurity. Like when she's working and it's like low effort work, anakuanga akisikiza like true crime and like case studies of cybersecurity stuff, singular thing. And then this period is typically 3 to 6 months in my experience. It could be different for you. So you can figure out what yours looks like. So I'll give an example. We're back to 2018. I've just been kicked out of JKUAT because I failed. I've been told, go read for a year. When the next cohort is coming, you do your exams. If you pass, you continue. Right? And I'm like, shit. I go to my dad. I'm like, Dad, I want to play guitar. Kidogo nipige coffee. Right? Because he was like, yani umefail. Alafu unaniambia nikuje nikupeleke ucheze guitar. He told me, go use the brain I gave you and don't talk to me until you do. And he was serious. So I went. I was like, maybe I want to do programming because, programming looks cool in movies. You see the guys in the terminal doing sudo updates. And then stuff goes on. Like, actually, if you pause those movies in Zoom, they're just running like update commands. There's nothing going on there, right? And then they're typing, uongo, right? Because they've hacked some random thing. How many update commands on the run? But that looked so cool to me. And I was like, maybe I want to do that. Because if I can do that, then maybe I can survive the slog that is this mechatronic engineering degree. Because I was doing mechatronic engineering in JKUAT. But they put all the interesting stuff uko nyuma and the boring stuff uko mbele. But for me, you flip. You start with the interesting stuff, and then now I have the stamina to go into the boring stuff. But back then I didn't know I have ADHD. Now I do. So now I curate my education for that. So now I'm in 2019. I've told Dad I'm doing programming. I found Moringa School. I've signed up. Luckily, they did education the way I like to be taught. So it's exactly a 6-month program. So between January of 2019 and June 30th, because that's when I finished, of 2019, I was obsessed. I would wake up at 4 a.m., drive all the way to Ngong Road, mind you, tunaishi Ruiru, all the way to Ngong Road, because I didn't want to stay in traffic. I wanted to drive when there's no one on the road, so that it's a 20-minute drive. I get there, I take a nap. They had this little, like, easy crates, the crates with the mattress. They had those crates in the room. So it was a very cool space. Now I don't know what it is, but back then it was a very cool space. And I'd take a nap, and then I'd go down to Prestige, I'd get breakfast, and then I'd come and sit. Then me and my friends would work from 9 till 9 because we didn't want to leave during rush hour. 9, tunatemezana kwa stage, kila mtu anaingia matatu yake. By 10, I'm home. 10, I work up to 12. I sleep at 12. 4 a.m. tomorrow, I'm back up for 6 months. That's the kind of obsession that is okay for me. that is required. For you, it can look differently, right? Because we're all different, we have different needs, you work differently. So a big part of this is knowing yourself and being real with yourself. Like people like lying to themselves. Don't lie to yourself. Be very honest about who you are, how you learn, and how you go about that. So during these 6 months, you're obsessed with that single thing. Now, after the 6 months, you have the skill, whatever it is. You're an expert cleaner, you're an expert CSS person, you're an expert whatever, right? Literally, whatever. Then, now here is where we market. Because for you to market, you have to have substance. So here, we start with interest. Oh, I forgot, there's people online. Here, you are looking at, I have so many options, what do I want to do? Here, you've not, because you know what you pick now is not what you have to do for your whole life, right? You can do the 6 months and realize, oh, I don't like this. So you work a job for 6 months, you save up, you quit, you go back to the start. So this could literally be anything because it is temporary. Like I started with backend in Python Flask. I taught myself React. I taught myself Angular. I taught myself Svelte. And now I'm doing real estate. So it was like 2 months. I hated it. But my point is, it can be anything. You're not stuck with what you choose. You choose as a starting point, you explore. If you end up finding out that you don't like it, you choose something else, right? So it depends on the situation. If you need money now, you pick something that can be monetized. And a good thing that can be monetized is something you see other people doing. So ukiona kuna msee pale anauza smoky, hata unaweza uza smoky na utapata pesa very quickly, right? If you just do good customer experience and whatever it is. But like it depends on your situation. If you need money, now, you pick something that you can see. Kwa unaona kuna msee anauzanga hot dog na inauza, wenda utafute hot dog, utafute recipe books, utengeneze the best hot dogs na ufungue kando yake. Right? Because biashara iko hapo. But if you have a bit of time, if you like have a bit of privilege, your parents pay for your education, that kind of thing, then you have time now to pick, to be more picky, right? So that you don't have to go through the slog of finding the footing, getting the money yourself, and setting yourself up from scratch. Higher. After the 3 to 6 months of obsession, now we are here. Now here is literally the gist of the talk. Higher. Okay, I need to scroll down. So, are we together up to that point? Any questions, concerns, anything that is unclear? Nothing? Is it that inaingia ikitoka ama mmelewa? Mmelewa. Okay. Oh yeah, maybe it's coming too fast, and they're like, actually, like if it's coming too fast, tell me to slow down. Yeah, tell me to slow down. Yeah. So now we are at the marketing point. Now we are getting into the actual talk. Higher. So in that 6 months, right? I expect that one. Oh Jesus. I expect that one. You have been writing. Or in the words that I like, you have been keeping logs. Right? It takes a while, the internet. You've been keeping logs. What I mean by keeping logs, let's say you are the sweeper, right? Or you are, okay, we use Martha. Martha is our case study. So Martha has woken up and today she's tackling penetration testing, right? And she has a dummy server and she's doing a code lab. So you say, I'm doing pen testing. And then you think about, in high level, what does that look like? And then you break it down to steps. So step number 1, maybe scan the ports. For the non-techies, ports, typically your computer on the network exposes ports. So every communication is done over a port. So like talking to the browser, inakonga 30-30, ama 80-80. Like it's normally hidden from people because that's just too much jargon. But every time you're talking to a computer, you're talking through a port, right? So as a security person, there are normally known ports for different services. So you scan the ports and you check which ones are open and which ones are closed. So if you've heard of something called a A firewall is in charge of, you know, keeping all that stuff closed. It's the guard. Inasemanga hii port tumefunga ama kuna guard hapo. Hii port tumefunga kuna guard hapo. So when you come and you want to enter, it asks you who are you. If it doesn't know you, it sends you back. So someone who's doing penetration testing is just hacking. It's the hacking in their movies, right? So you scan the ports. What else do you do? No, this is not my job. I guess that is scanning the ports. What else would you be doing? Or checking for like known, there's normally a list of known vulnerabilities. It's called OS intelligence, so open source intelligence. So ideally you look for those vulnerabilities, right? And then, so this is, now we're writing a plan. So you start with planning, right? We're writing a plan. So you make your plan, step number 1, step number 2, 3, etc, etc. This is just for illustration purposes. So you're keeping logs and using it as a planning mechanism, right? Once you've done the planning, you break down your steps into further, very little steps. So all you need to do is know where the first foot will go. You don't need the whole picture. You just need to know where this first foot will go, and you need to put it down. Then once it's down, you lift this foot, you look around, you see where can I put it, and you put it down, right? So that's how we go step by step by step with everything. This is literally life philosophy. Because if you try and picture what you'll be doing in 10 years, you cannot even fathom that because so much can happen in 6 months. So just figure out your next step. And then once you put the foot down, then the next step will show itself. Evo, 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 Evo. I promise you, by the time you look up, you're in China. And you didn't plan to go to China, right? So it's also important to look up from time to time, right? So you break down your stuff into steps, and then you now start taking notes as you do it, right? You say, oh, I went to put 2020, this thing was exposed. You basically journal as you work, right? If that's your style. If that's not your style, you doodle as you work. Like whatever way of documentation that works for you, you do that, right? What you're doing is you're crystallizing your thinking, because for you to break something down, you have to understand the something. As you're breaking it down, you start uncovering gaps in your understanding. If you uncover gaps in your understanding, you get the opportunity now to fill the gaps. So we go from, so there's normally a rubric of like I'd call it this, I don't think it's the official name, but I just came up with it. I think it's called the matrix of knowledge, yeah? So you have knowns and unknowns. So these two can be remixed to create 4 categories. So you have, let's call it KK. KN, KK is known knowns. Then you have known unknowns. And then you have unknown unknowns. And then you have unknown knowns, right? So the idea here is, for everything, you either know you know, you don't know, or you don't know you don't know, or you know but you don't know. So this one is typically where marketing lies, because if you don't know you know, then it means you don't have language for it. If you don't have language for it, you cannot sell it. If you can't sell it, you're not a marketer. This is where engineers are. You know, but you don't know you know. Or you know, but you don't have the language, you don't write, so you don't know how to break it down, and you don't know how to simplify it, right? There's this guy, I forget his name. This guy who said, if you can explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old, and I understand very complex topics, then you have the knowledge. So your litmus test for whether I know should be, can I go to my mom with this very complex technical thing? And maybe your mom is a farmer, right? Alifika class 8, akaenda diploma, akamalizia hapo. Ama hata labda akwenda diploma, right? Alianza kazi. So technically, like she's intelligent, right? But in terms of technical jargon, it just floats, right? So are you able to take a very complex topic and break it down for your mom? It's called the mom test. And she fully understands what you're saying, and she can teach it to her fellow women. If you can do that, then you're done. You're a marketer. Because you see what I'm doing here, right? Like this could be a very technical talk, right? But I've taken this knowledge and I've broken it down into ways that even people who are not engineers, because we have two very beautiful marketers and a doctor to be, yeah, they're not technical people, and this is a technical talk. But even them, they're taking notes. They're like, you know, this. They're like, no, that's good stuff. So, and I think with that, I've concluded my talk. So, your ability to take complex things, breaking down into simple ways, and communicate it to someone who doesn't know, and by the end of it, they can teach someone else. You're a marketer. Now, maybe because of time, the next talk we talk about what to do with that once you have it, right? Because step number one, again, like I said, is to have it. So if you follow this framework, and I'll make this into like proper slides and I'll share later, right? But step number one is have the knowledge. So for today, we've covered this part of the framework, because now we're basically making a framework for learning. This part, the part where you are confused, you pick a thing and you focus on the thing. So tumefika hapa. So because of time, because the time is bad, I'll stop there. Next month, inshallah, we'll now talk about what to do once you've learned once you've gotten the knowledge and you've learned how to write about it and explain it to other people. Then that is now the tactical things, because up to this point, you're a marketer. You know how to collect complex things, you know how to document them, you know how to break them down, you know how to explain them and teach them. You're a marketer. Now I just need to show you the tools of the trade so that other people know what you know. Thank you. Any questions? Concerns? Let's see. Just 1 second. Let me show you how I like to put it. Any questions? Concerns? But this is the idea will be in questions. I want questions. Have you not? Have people don't have like something your brain is like, he's not explained that well. Oh, the product is estate. Like I have without naming details, I have a real estate deal worth about 900 million Kenyan shillings going on at this week. Yeah. That has grown. That has evolved. Let me show you. What's it called? It's like I've been so busy I haven't built it out, but I have a prototype. This one I've designed it. Let me show you. But as it loads, any other questions related to the talk before we go outside of the talk? Yeah. Yes.
What are the talking skills? Like, what's your approach when it comes to talking? Or basically just selling yourself.
So you're asking me, how do you learn how to talk to other people?
Yeah, there's some who have such a problem. You cannot communicate effectively. You cannot give your idea. Then you see it in your head, like you don't really
Just 1 second. You want to answer him? Oh, please.
One thing that I have learned when communicating with people that you don't want it to look like networking, that it is networking, but you don't want to give the energy of networking, is say something that you like or notice something that they like and flow from there. If someone is like, oh my God, I love this book, it has this and this details, waffle. Do you understand when I say waffle? Like just sorry to use language, vulgar language, but bullshit your way into making them think that you understand the topic they are talking about, but you actually don't. You see, when someone says AI, I'm like, oh my God, I hate it when people use AI to talk about their feelings, yada, yada, yada. That is a thought that so many people have right now that are in the AI industry, but it's something that can lead you to creating somewhat of a surface level relationship or friendship that can lead into something more. Am I making sense?
Can I build on that? So what she's saying can work. Is it sustainable? No. Because what you've done is you've lied your way into a relationship, right? So it works. But if I was on the receiving end of that and I realized you were bullshitting to get to know me, now you've spoiled that bridge, right? So that will work for sure. Short term, it is not sustainable. Yes. Now, let me just edit that because you just wrong on a very small point. Instead of bullshitting your way, just say, I don't know. Say, oh, I've never heard about AI. Tell me about it. So this one tip will have people yapping your ears off if you do it well. To be interesting, be interested. I'll repeat. To be interesting, be interested. How does that work? If you know something I don't, or I'm getting to know you, hi, my name is so and so. I'm like, oh, so you find because there's it's a bit of a science, but you find a thing, you find a way to ask them about themselves and find out what they like, right? And she mentioned a very good way to start that. Current topics, like it even works for flirting, right? You see a cute girl, you want to get to know her a bit better, and you like, Badete, do you really allow me to use you as a prop? Come. Okay, come. Just one of you. Time buyer. I bet you can come, both of you. So I'm basically teaching you how to talk and how to pull women, but use that knowledge well. She's called Charity, right? She's Modoni. Yeah. So just take the iPad and pretend you're using it, right? She's minding her own business, right? And I've seen her, I'm thinking she's cute. I'm like, hi, I really like your bandana. It looks really good on you. Like, I like the color of your skin.
I stole it.
From whom?
My Boda guy.
So see, now I have information, right? Now she's open because I've said hi respectfully. If she was not interested, she'd tell me, look, I'm not interested. I'm like, okay, have a lovely day. I walk away. But her energy is open to me, right? She turned and faced me, right? So like, thank you. I think we're done here. So it's okay. She was that you can tell she was a bit anxious, scared. Yani hadi ni kuzima umezima, yani umekanyanga switch ikazimika. Aya, no worries. So, thank you. So you see what has happened there is utakalia laptop. See what was happening there is I got interested in who she is and what she's wearing because she put thought into that outfit, right? She sat in the mirror and she was like, I look good. I'm going out like this. So you find something about her that she has already communicated she likes. And you go say, hi, respectfully. And you say, I like how. So notice. You have to be keen. You have to be interested. Notice what's happening, comment on what's happening, and then strike a genuine conversation. Right? So she gave very good pointers. The only part that she said that I don't agree with is the bullshitting. Just be genuinely interested. And if I promise you, I meet strangers, and by the time we're going, they're my friends. I'll give you a fun one that happened yesterday. I met Savara. Who knows Savara? Savara, Sauti Sol? Do you know Savara? Like the guy with the dreads from Sauti Sol. Do you know Savara? We now have a meeting next week set up to talk about business. And I saw him, Lavington Mall. I saw him, I was like, I saw him the first time, I was just a typical fan. I was like, Savara. I walked, right? And then I was like, shit, I wasted the opportunity. Then I was going to get these shoes cleaned from Apo Evo, kuna shoes shine Apo Evo. And I sat down and my shoes were cleaned. And then I finished and I was like, I missed the opportunity to say hi to Savara. And then he walked back and he was talking to someone. I was like, go say hi to Savara. And I went and I said hi to Savara. And I was like, one, I love your music. Two, I want you to come and do a private concert for me. Right? And I was like, interesting. Tell me more. Now, because I know Savara's music, and I know that he's interested in getting he loves live music. He loves not like without the amps, like just acoustic. You have guitars, you have drums, and it's live music. He does live sets. And I told him this set of his with Nyashinsky on YouTube. The music is beautiful. And when I've had a bad night and I'm trying to reset my energy in the morning, I listen to that set. And I told him, unaona ile set mlifanya Nyashinsky in a blue room. He was like, I go like, how do you know that? Because that video has very few views. No one ever approaches him like that. I was interested, right? Then we started talking, and he was like, tell me more about you. How old are you? He was like, I'm 26. I'm like, no way, right? Because I was telling him about the real estate we're buying, and one of it is going to become a country club, and I want him to do private concerts there, right? And by the time we were done, he was like, give me your number. I have Savara's number on my phone. Apana, wewe. Now, what I'll do is when we're running the private concert, we have a newsletter with React. I'll send the link to buy the tickets. Yeah? My point is, to answer your question, long, short of it, be interested. Just genuinely interested in the people you're trying to talk to. People read energy, especially people who value their time, who have become high value people, they read energy. If I notice your energy is wrong, I'll just be polite. I'll take your number and then I'll delete it when I'm walking out. Because I can tell you're not interested in me. You're trying to use me to get somewhere. Yeah? So just be interested. And if you're genuinely interested, people pick that up and they are more than willing to share all their resources with you. Yeah?
As much as I agree that I was born in saying the act of bullshitting to get you somewhere,
Yeah.
I also agree to disagree with you. I feel like I can bullshit myself into a conversation of saying, I agree with what you're saying, but can you express your perspective so I can also understand it? Isn't that also going to allow us to have a much deeper conversation that can flow into us having a much deeper relationship or whatever, friendship?
So allow me to understand. So you're saying that you hear me talking about something, you say you agree and you don't agree.
I'm not saying I don't agree. I will say, do you understand that the relationship AI has with the current generation is healthy, that they use it as a way for them to feel some sort of intimate relationship? And then I say, can you explain your perspective on it and why you disagree with it?
My question is, do you hold that opinion yourself?
Yes.
The opinion you've started with?
The opinion that?
You've started with. The opening opinion?
Yes.
That is your opinion?
Yes.
Then you're not bullshitting. You created, I like using the word argument, not in the argument ile mama na dad wanapigana wanatupiana viatu, but healthy argument, like debating. You start with your opinion, and then you invite them to tell you what they think, which means that you've set the ground and you're telling them, I'm interested in what you think, bring your stuff here. Did you lie? Did you bullshit? Question there. I can't hear you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really struggling to hear you. Do you mind like standing up maybe? Yeah, just
So the question is that how can you choose your interests? Because you might find someone has a lot of interest in different fields. So how can you advise him
to choose an interest.
let's take my example because I'm interested in drawing and also coding stuff and both I perform well. So
You prefer?
I perform.
Oh, sorry, I'm really struggling. You like music, like you sing.
No, drawing.
Okay. So you're an artist.
I'm still learning those coding stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite easy for me to understand.
Yeah.
And I also drawing. So should I leave one of them and concentrate to one, or I will just keep with both?
Okay. So tell me if I've understood your question. You're asking me, you have multiple interests. They are all intriguing to you, but you want to move forward. So how do you pick without abandoning other parts of yourself? Okay. That's a very good question. Thank you. So I'm very similar to you, right? I love art. I collect art. I've been drawing. I own an art gallery. I'm interested in racing. I'm training to be a professional ice skater. I'm training to do roller skating. I'm planning to become a pilot next year. So I understand your struggle, right? Now, my question to you is, what is your context? What is your core need in this minute, right? Do you need to be making money? Do you need to be looking for inspiration? So you need to answer that question. Your number one priority at the moment, right? Because choosing is not neglecting, it is prioritizing, right? And if you don't choose, you dilly-dally. You remain in that side. You know the diagram? You stick on that side. You never get to this other side. This other side is where money is made, connections are made, all that stuff. So, but if you insist on staying on that side, you keep having this cycle where you're like, but I could do so much thing. I have so many potential. I have nini, but you never get out of it, right? You keep saying, oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do this. But the truth is, you can't do it all at once. You can do it all, for sure. I promise you, I'm planning to do everything I've ever been interested in, right? But you cannot do it all at once. You have to prioritize. So the skill that you might be needing is prioritization. Because for me, I had to choose between getting to this, because I always wanted to be being paid to yap, right? Right now, I'm being paid to yap. Like I go into a room, I yap with people with money, they give me their money. I go into another room, I yap with people who have a product they want to sell, they give me their product, and I'm making money. I'm getting paid to yap. I always wanted this. But to do this, you have to have some authority. So I had to choose. Engineering is not my strong suit. I'll be very honest with you, right? I'm a creative who was forced to be analytical because that's where the money was. And I knew I needed the money to get to where I was going. So what I did is I have a cousin. He is a senior engineer at a crypto company, and he has basically built the entire blockchain himself. He's so fucking good at what he does. He's even built a music player. Let me show you. He's built a music player that has, I think, last I checked, 200,000 users, right? Because he collects music. He has about 30, 40,000 music files on his computer. VLC was not it, right? So he needed something like Spotify to use. So he built his own. It creates playlists, radio stations, recommendations, organizes the music for his own music on his computer. He's incredibly technically smart. And he did this on his own. Front end, back end, server, recommendation engine, everything. Right? So I was like, okay, fine. So the money is in tech. I went next to him, I was like, 20. Nishike mkono. When I'm struggling, I go to him. Right? The company, my last company, the company I quit my job before I retired, because I retired on the 15th of June this year. The company I used to work for, he referred me to that job, and he worked with me the entire time. I would not have serviced the company without him. So knowing your strengths and your priorities your weaknesses and your priorities, and then aligning with people who will get you there. So if your need right now is money is in tech, or money is in drawing, you figure out which one you have enough motivation to keep pushing through the ugly parts, because they're ugly parts, right? I have to wake up very early, sleep very late, work very hard, read massive books. I have a zero attention span. It's painful, right? But I'm motivated by the money. And I'm able to find someone who's better at the technical stuff, so that my brain is freezing. I'm like, it's called Mungai. Mungai, finish. 40 minutes. The time is ending, right? Okay, I'm finishing. Long story short, think about what you want in the next year, like your biggest need. Think about which of your passions will get you there. Do you have the motivation to slog through a year of just hustle? If the answer is no, do you have someone who can help you do that? If the answer is no, pick something that you'll do by yourself. Then when you get there and you have the money, then you can relax and now pick another passion, right? Because do you mind me asking how old you are? How old are you? 19. So you're just a baby, right? Like you have a very long life ahead of you, a lot of time. Because when I was 19, I was just finishing Moringa school. In the same time, I've worked in sales, marketing, engineering. Now I've done real estate, and I own 3 companies as we speak. Do you see? That's in how many years? 6, 7? 7 years, right? So you're very young. Just pick something to start with. Do it well, make your money. When you have money, life just opens up. Yeah. Any other question? One last question. I will take in one more question. Yes.
At 19, if you are at a place like this,
You are very good. You're very far. Bro, at 19, I didn't know front from back. Yeah. So I think I'll take that as the last question. And you have a question. Is it a long or a short one? Okay.
It's a statement you mentioned. Writing is thinking.
Yeah.
And then continue.
Good writing is good thinking. Good thinking is good communication. It's a blog post by the guy who does Y Combinator. What's his name? Paul Graham. It's called Paul Graham. He writes wonderful essays. If you want to start learning how to think, search for Paul Graham and read all his essays. Yeah. And with that, we have done, I think, part 1 of Marketing for Engineers. Thank you for your time.